And if you want to hold anybody in your heart, in your mind whilst practicing, then just like always, please feel very free to use the chat box to place a name of somebody that you want to just hold dear while you're practicing, or maybe it's a group of people. And then just finding as comfortable a posture as you can for our practice together. So deciding on the posture that will hold your practice this evening. The position of the body that feels most helpful for you, and the position that somehow embodies the importance of what it is that we're doing, which ultimately is creating a life that involves less suffering for ourselves, less difficulty. Not just for ourselves, really involves creating less suffering for others too. As we relate better to ourselves, understand ourselves better, that has knock-on effects for others. And then, having decided on a posture, then we can turn our attention towards our intention. And in doing that, we decide the direction that we want to fire our arrow in. Where do we want it to aim for? And in this practice, perhaps our intention with our body scan is to bring a warmth and a curiosity to our experience, moment to moment, learning to befriend the body a little bit more. Noticing how the body can hold our attention. Maybe something in our intention about just seeing if the body can be a place that we can learn to come home to, whatever that might mean for us. And then turning our attention towards our motivation and asking ourselves, why on earth are we doing this? Why does mindfulness practice seem important? Why might we want to learn to befriend the experience within the body a little bit more? Remembering that it's our motivation that gives power to the firing of the arrow of our intention. And then, having fired that arrow, we can let go of worrying about where it lands and just allow as best we can our experience to unfold moment to moment. And then, having placed the body by exploring a posture for our practice, and having placed the mind by exploring intention and motivation, we can now gently and warmly and with as much curiosity as we can find in this moment, turn our attention towards this body, almost like gently shining the light of our attention onto it. And for a few moments, just experiencing this breathing body. Maybe some sensations in your nostrils as you breathe in and out. Maybe taking a moment to feel what it feels like as the ribs expand and the chest fills and the shoulders move a little up and outwards. And then what it feels like as the breath leaves the body. Shoulders move a little inwards and downwards. Ribs move together a little bit. Belly softens. And not just aware of the breath, just intending to become aware now of the whole of the body. Becoming aware of the whole of this body from the top of the head right through and down to the soles of the feet. And becoming aware of the whole of the body from one side of it right through and across to the other side. And becoming aware of the whole of the body from the back of it right through to the front of it. And in a moment I'll be guiding our attention through different body parts. And our intention is simply to place our awareness in that area and see if there are any sensations there for us to notice. And if there's a body part that we simply don't feel like paying attention to in that moment, then just remembering that we have various options available. We can stay with our awareness in a body part that feels okay to rest our attention in. There's the option to just tune out of my voice and just rest, perhaps gently aware of the flow of the breath. Or you could take yourself in your mind's eye to a place of safeness and care. It could be a real place or an imaginary place, or a mixture of the two. We're just going to see if we can make friends with our experience, if even just a little bit. And if it's not possible for us to make friends with our experience, then can we allow that to be our experience? And in your own time, whenever you feel ready, Directing your full attention as best you can into the soles of the feet. Tuning in to the soles of the feet, almost like a radio, tuning into a particular frequency. In this case, it's the frequency of the soles of the feet. And just noticing any sensations that are here to be noticed. Any sensations of warmth or coolness, itchiness or clamminess, glowing, buzzing, tingling, numbness, jingliness, jangliness, or any other word that you might want to use for your experience. And maybe you don't even need words. Maybe you can just feel what it feels like. Maybe there's no sensation here in the soles of the feet to be noticed at all, and that's equally okay. Just registering a blank. And then expanding that awareness around the soles of the feet to include the sides of the feet now. And the tops of the feet. The toes of the feet and the heels. Sensing into these feet, tuning into them from the inside rather than thinking about them. And on the next breath in, perhaps seeing how it is to do something a little bit strange, which is to imagine breathing in right into these feet and then breathing out from them. You might imagine the breath coming in through your nostrils and traveling down your body into your feet, and then leaving your body directly from the feet. Or you might prefer to just imagine breathing in directly into these feet and breathing back out from them. And then on the next out breath, letting go of the awareness of these feet and allowing our attention now to rest in the ankles and the lower legs, so including calf muscles and shin bones. Maybe you're finding it tricky to hold both sides of the body in your awareness. And if that's the case, then you could simply alternate your attention so that you pay attention to one side and then the other side. Sensing into these lower legs and just noticing any sensations here. And then expanding the awareness to include the knees now and the thighs, including the fronts of the knees and the sides of the knees and the backs of them. And the fronts of the thighs, sides of them, backs of them. Tuning into the joints, the muscles, the skin surrounding. Any sensations here to be noticed? And then on the next out breath, just letting go of our awareness of the legs and bringing our attention now into the bottom, the pelvis, the lower abdomen. Just noticing any sensations here to be noticed. Maybe noticing some sensations that we might label as pressure or touch or contact between the bottom and whatever we're sitting or lying on. Maybe some sensations of breathing are reaching the lower abdomen. Maybe there's no sensation here to be noticed at all, and that's fine too. And on the next out breath, letting go of our awareness of the bottom and pelvis and lower abdomen. And inviting our full attention to rest in the tummy now. Filling the whole of the tummy with our awareness. And allowing it to rest there for a few moments. Any sensations here to be noticed? Any sensations of fullness in the tummy? Maybe you haven't eaten recently and there's more of an empty, grumbly feeling. Any sensations of breathing to be noticed in the tummy area? And then on the next out breath, letting go of the awareness of the tummy, bringing the full attention now as best you can into the chest. Perhaps the more obvious sensations of the breath entering and leaving the body, making all sorts of sensations for you to notice in the chest. Maybe more subtle sensations too. Just being curious for a few moments about what's here to notice. Seeing if we can bring a beginner's mind to this experience within the body. How is it to feel the breath moving in the chest area right now? And how about now? And then on the next out breath, letting go of the awareness of the chest and inviting your full attention now to fill your arms, beginning at your shoulders and then including the upper arms, holding those in your awareness, and the elbows, the lower arms, wrists and hands, including the palms of the hands and the backs of the hands, fingers, thumbs, fingertips, nails, nail beds. Any sensations here? Any sense of aliveness here in these arms to be noticed? And on the next out breath, letting go of the awareness of the arms and shoulders and bringing the full attention into the back now, from the base of the spine right up to the back of the neck, from one side of the back right across to the other side of it. Maybe even saying to yourself, hello back, how are you this evening? What sensations are here in the back to be noticed? And then on the next out breath, letting go of the awareness of the back and inviting the full attention to come into the neck and throat areas now. Any sensations here to be noticed? And then gently expanding the awareness to include the jaw and the chin, the lips, the teeth, the tongue, the cheeks and the nose, the eyes, the eyebrows, the forehead and the top of the head, sides of the head including the ears and the back of the head, and tuning into the brain as well and the spaces of the sinuses. Any sensations here to be noticed? Maybe you can feel the breath moving through your nostrils, cooler on the in-breath and a little warmer on the out-breath. What does that feel like? Can you feel the air touching the skin of your face? And if so, what does that feel like? If you can't feel that, then nothing has gone wrong. Just bringing curiosity as much as we can manage. to each and every moment. The only moment that actually matters, the only moment that's real, this moment. And on the next out breath, letting go of the awareness of the head and face, neck and throat. And beginning once again to have a sense of the whole of the body now. From the top of the head right down to the soles of the feet. From one side of it right across to the other side. From the front of the body right through to the back of it. And from the center of the body right out to the envelope of the skin. And just for a few moments, maybe trying out once again some funny breathing. And imagining breathing in through a little hole in the top of the head. The breath fills the lungs and then breathing out down the body and out through the soles of the feet. And then imagining breathing in through the soles of the feet and out through the top of the head. In through the top of the head and out through the soles of the feet. In through the soles of the feet and out through the top of the head. Just as a way really of experiencing the whole of this body in a slightly different way. Realizing perhaps that our attention can simply flow through this body, flow around it. And then letting go of that slightly funny kind of breathing. And simply resting here. The mind resting in this body. This body that does so much for us, day in, day out. Always trying to do its best. Maybe recognizing how we as human beings are just always trying to do our best. Always trying to be in balance. And as we come towards the end of our practice, if it feels okay to do so, maybe just spending a moment thanking the body. As John Kabat-Zinn says, if we're still breathing, then there's very much more right with us than there is wrong with us. Maybe we spend a lot of the time focusing on what's not working well. So perhaps just taking a moment to appreciate the body as a whole. And choosing maybe to dedicate any benefit of your practice in whatever way feels meaningful to you. Maybe recalling once again any person or group of people that you were holding in your heart, in your mind during your practice.